Hello and welcome to Walter on Tour. I'm Martin, just get the record straight. That's Walter, this is Eileen. We're currently touring the US at the moment and have been for the last 8 months. But this story is not about our time in the US or Canada. This is a bit of a reflection of a time when we were in Europe with Walter. Make sure you stay to the end of this video to find out exactly what I did. And by the end of it, some of you will think I'm pretty foolish, or hopefully some of you will think it was pretty funny. Either way, I wasn't comfortable doing it. It was risky. Just recently we visited around about 8 or 9 national parks in the US, and they have a strict no drone fly policy. And it got me thinking of a time when we first went to Morocco. Now in Morocco is a whole different kettle of fish. And I had a look at quite a few forums, and the forums have said that they are very strict and they will fine you and they will confiscate your drone if they find any drones. It's not about a no fly zone, you're just strictly not allowed to take any drones into Morocco. And that gave me a bit of a problem because we were traveling down through Europe, and when we had to go into Morocco, I didn't know what to do with my drone. We actually sail from a port in Spain called Algeciras, and you get a ferry across from Algeciras into Tangier Med. The night before we actually got the ferry over to Morocco, we stayed at a little park for a night right near a little beach and a car park near the ferry port, and it was all very quiet and calm, and that's where I hatched my plan. So the very night before we left, I managed to hide my drone in the beach. I buried it in the beach in a bag, and I thought it'd be safe. So with the drone all packed away, I did take a photograph of where I actually buried it. We went to bed that night, and then next morning we got the ferry to Algeciras. We drove to Algeciras, only about 10 minutes down the road, and we got on the ferry. When we got to Tangier Med, you've got to go through their customs, their security, and we were feeling quite good. We were quite excited about this new country in North Africa. We'd not been there in Walter, so it was quite a good time. So when we got our turn to go and show our passports, is that when the customs guy came over to me. He was quite a stern looking Moroccan guy, and he looked up at me, and the first thing he said was, "Any drones?" And I just looked at him and went, "No." He said, any guns?" "No, no guns." Any drugs?" "No, no." And he just stared at me. I don't know why I felt nervous, but we didn't have any of those things. Anyway, he just looked at me a bit longer, and then he waved me through and he let us in. We said we'd stay to Morocco for 3 months, and we had a fantastic time in Morocco. Morocco is a really fantastic country to visit in a motorhome or any other way to go. The people are incredibly friendly. We had such a fun time exploring all these different sides to Morocco. There's the mountains, the desert, there's the sea. It was incredible. We really, really did enjoy it. But those 3 months went really quick. But soon as our visit was over to Morocco, and we had to head back to Tangier Med. So it was a reverse process really. When we got to Tangier Med, the customs guy wanted to ask us a few questions, and what was the first questions he asked me was, "Any drones?" And I looked at him quite confidently and said, "No, no drones." Any guns?" "No." "Any drugs?" "No." And that's when he said, I'll check. And with that, he wanted to come in the van. Okay, well, you can come in and search the van all day long. We've got nothing to hide. So he came in the van, and he started opening up all the top cupboards around the top of Walter. And when he got to almost the last one, he opened it up, and he went absolutely ballistic, because he saw the DJI drone case, and he turned to me, he pulled it out of the cupboard, he went, "You lie." I said, no, hold on, let me show you. And I went to take it off him. I went to pull it off him back, and he pulled it away. He said, "You lie, you say no drone." So he frog marched outside, and it was all getting a bit irate. I wanted to show him there was no drones inside, but he wouldn't let me show him. So he ran in to the office, got his supervisor. He said something to his supervisor, and they weren't happy. And they said, we searched the van, and they actually went right through the van. They came back in, they looked in the oven, they looked in the fridge, they looked everywhere. And of course, they never found the drone because the drone wasn't there. At that point, he came back over, he said, where is this drone? And I said, it's in Algeciras. It's actually back over there. And pure English spirit, I always revert to charades, and I started pretending that I did a dig, and I did a digging thing with a spade to try and explain that I'd actually buried it. And I said, I buried it in Algeciras, in Spain. And he didn't kind of like it at all. And he carried on searching, and they didn't find it. Eventually they gave up. And I said, look, it's in Spain. I tried to explain that I didn't bring it here, I buried it. Anyway, after a bit of a delay, they decided to let me go, and he gave me the case back. And I went to shake his hand and say, oh, look, thanks for that, yeah. And he pulled his hand away. He wouldn't even shake my hand. But that was quite funny. And we got through. And at this point, I was getting quite excited about being reunited with my drone. We've been 3 months apart. So the ferry takes about an hour and a half to get back over to Algeciras. And my plan was already set. And as soon as we got back over there, I was going to drive straight to the place where I buried it. I was starting to think that they could have built a hotel over the car park or extended the car park, and my drone might be under some tarmac or something. But I knew I left a note. I left a note inside the parcel to say, please don't steal my drone. I've left it here on purpose, and I'll be back in 3 months. Mind you, I did write that in English. Maybe I should have wrote that in Spanish, to be fair, just in case anybody did find it. So we got back over to Algeciras, got through Spanish customs okay, and we drove straight to the car park where we'd left 3 months before. And this is what happened.
So it's 2 o'clock on the 18th of March, and we're just going back to the car park in Algeciras to see if we can pick up Martin's drone. Will it be there or won't it? You excited, Martin?
I am very nervous. Nervous. There's a
Just
note.
beside that yellow van.
There's a note been left there.
Yeah.
93 days ago, we parked here overnight. And I'm going to reverse back into there.
Ooh, which rock is it? Which rock is it?
Oh no, I can't even remember. Okay. Let's go back and have a look.
Martin's quite nervous. He's going to get his phone so he can try and remember where it is. Come on, Martin. It wasn't a huge rock. You got the picture? Oh my gosh. There's only about 600 stones. Oh, he might have found it.
No.
That's not the one.
Hold on.
Okay, we think it's here. I think this is the one.
Oh! Yes!
Oh my gosh! Is it there?
It's definitely here.
Woo-hoo.
With our note already, it's nice and warm, it's dry. Phone dry. And voila!
Oh, your wee note's
note
still there and everything.
and my drone. Fantastic.
Woo. Who needs free storage for drones when we can have our own free storage?
So as you see, it was all fair and ends well. I found my drone, I got it out, and it absolutely worked, and it was absolutely fine. I didn't lose it. It still flew the next day. The interesting thing is, I later found out that where you buy your tickets for the ferry, in Carlos's office, apparently, where everyone gets their tickets from, you can ask him to hold your drone for you. I didn't know that. There wasn't on any forums then that was a possible thing to do. So I was reunited with my drone. Didn't break any customs laws, respect the laws of the land we go to, and some of you might think I was very foolish. Hopefully some of you might have found that a bit funny. But leave us a comment either way, and be sure to follow us on our tours, our more adventures in America, which is fantastic at the moment. Thanks.